Have you ever looked at a button that clearly says "Buy now" and assumed anyone could activate it by saying those words? The UI looked fine. Someone even added an aria-label for clarity. So, why does the voice control miss the control? Accessible name computation does not average your attributes with your visible text. When aria-label is present, it typically wins. It replaces the name from contents. WCAG label in name success criterion 2.5.3 requires that when a control has a visible text label, the accessible name includes that text. Otherwise, people who speak what they see cannot hit the control. In this video, I load a broken Buy Now button in an accessible name calculator, show how the name becomes Add to Cart, explain what that does to the voice control, then the behavior that fixed it. Verify it by recomputing the name. Stack agnostic, so you can apply it in your own codebase. Here is the pattern in the free accessible name calculator. Same ACK-name rules browsers and assistive tech use. Load the preset labeled aria-label versus text. On screen, the button says Buy Now. That is what the sighted user reads. That is what someone using voice control is likely to say. Now, look at the computed accessible name. From the calculator, add to cart. The winning source is the aria-label. So, the pixels say one thing. The accessibility tree name says another. Nothing is random here. Aria-label is doing exactly what the name computation algorithm says it does. It is just the wrong choice when you already have different visible text. Developers often think aria-label adds a better name. It does not append. In the accessible name calculation, aria-label typically overrides the name from the element's content. You can see both candidates in the calculator. Contents still know about Buy Now, but they lose. The announced and matched name is Add to Cart. This is why clean code with a marketing-friendly aria-label can quietly disconnect the interface from the name assistive tech and voice control use. Screen readers will usually speak Add to Cart. That can feel fine if you only test with a screen reader and never compare to the visible string. Label in name is the criterion that catches the mismatch, especially for people who activate controls by speaking the labels they see. Voice control software does not look at your CSS. It matches what the user says against the accessible name of controls. The name string we just computed. If the user says click Buy Now and the name is Add to Cart, there is no match. The button they see does not exist under that spoken phrase. When that happens, people fall back to workarounds, like showing numbered overlays and saying a number instead of a label. That works. It is also exhausting for a routine Buy Now click. The fix is not teaching users a grid. The fix is making the accessible name include the visible text. We are not inventing a dragon transcript here. The rule is enough. Visible label and accessible name must tell the same story for label in name criterion. Whatever framework you use, you need these outcomes. First, if the control already shows text, do not override that string with a different aria-label. Aria-label is for when there is no suitable visible name, like a real icon-only button, not for renaming Buy Now to something else. Second, for label in name criterion, the accessible name must include the visible label text. Extra words after the visible string can be okay. Swapping the words for a different phrase is not. 3. Prefer letting visible contents or a programmatic association to visible text provide the name. Reach for aria-label when the visible UI has no text to speak. I'm not going to walk framework source here. Next, we verify the calculator, change the markup, recompute, and watch the name include by now. Same tests as before, now on a fixed version. Remove the conflicting aria-label or rewrite it so by now appears in the accessible name. From the calculator, the name should include by now. For the simple fix, the name is by now from contents. Now, the visible text and the accessible name tell the same story. A voice user who says by now has a string to match. A screen reader user hears a name that still relates to what is on screen. That is the proof for this episode. Not a prettier attribute, but a name that contains the label people can see. Remember this line. Aria-label replaces the accessible name. It does not add to your visible text. When you read label in name criterion, or when you add aria-label for clarity, ask 3 questions. What text is visible on the control? What is the computed accessible name? Does the name include the visible string so someone can activate it by saying what they see? If aria-label and the pixels tell different stories, voice control loses, even when a screen reader still speaks something. If you want to toggle presets and recompute names yourself, there is a practice link in the description. Use it after you've checked a mismatched button in your own UI. Thanks for watching. Next time we'll dig into another place docs and real UIs diverge, when a read border is the only signal that something went wrong.